to illustrate the permission concept, let's go through an armbar without consideration of position and pressure, one that we've commonly seen. I'm at side mount on Armand, and I have his arm. I'm going to pull it up tight, grab his low sleeve. I come around, and then I'm going to step over. And this was an arm lock I tried quite often. I'd come over, I'd pinch my knees, and as I turn, there's a moment where he can get out. Even though I'm considerate of the mechanical sides, pinching my knee, pulling my heels in, I'm trying to be as technically tight as possible, there always felt to me to be a moment where he could always get out. There was a chance where I was rolling the dice and seeing if I'd get it. And that was frustrating. I didn't like the fact that I was in this awesome position, and yet I was kind of rolling the dice to see if I could tap him out. So in the room, we kind of workshopped, we thought about it, we talked, and we came up with this concept of permission. So let's do the same arm lock, but let's be thoughtful of position and pressure. So here we are in that same side mount position. I'm going to gather the arm, going to grab the sleeve, and I'm going to come over. But this time, notice I'm going to slide my foot in, boom, underneath his armpit, and step over. I'm going to stay on top of him. Now, I plan out. I'm going to grab his arm, and in the position, I bring my hips forward for the arm lock. Even if I lose this, I'm still on top. I still have my weight on Armand. But here, I'm not falling away. He's under me. I'm controlling position and weight. The way, and I always got frustrated with this, the way I would do this arm bar is I'd pull this arm up, I'd maybe grab my collar or grab my shoulder, I'd punch my hand down, I'd step over, and then as I'd fall back, like, I don't know, 3 times out of 10 at least, I'd go like this, and he'd pull his elbow out, and he'd scramble, and I'd lose him. And I was falling back into this submission. And I found it frustrating. And there's certainly technique that I can do to make this tighter. I can pinch my knees, I can do some stuff. But I still thought, I don't like the fact that in one geography I have positional dominance, and then I have to travel to another geography to get the submission. So, partly out of frustration, and partly out of accident, I kind of stumbled upon the idea of a permission. So here's what a permission would look like. Rather than me falling back, what I want to do is I want to use my pressure. I want to use my positional dominance to finish the move. So when I get here, I'm going to grab, I'm still going to punch across, I'm still going to step over, but rather than me falling back, I'm going to pinch and I'm going to stay on him and I'm going to drive my knees forward. Even if I lose his elbow and Chris starts to roll, I'm going to end up in a top position. I'm going to end up in control. That's an example. That's the easiest example to give of a permission. So if you do a permission and you find yourself on guard bottom, or I mean if you find yourself on the bottom, then it wasn't a permission because you scrambled and lost something. You should always be able to stay in the position when you do a permission, even if you don't get it. It'll make sense as we go into permission number 1.